Hi, welcome to Stat Sisters. My name is Carrie, and I talk each week with my sister Erin about all things nursing, with the occasional Harry Potter thrown in. We talk about the nursing topics that you care about. We also chat about nurses in the news, and most importantly, answer your questions.
Hello, Erin.
Hi, Carrie!
Hi. So nice to see you.
You too. I think I was just squeaking in my chair. Sorry, everybody.
Hopefully, it wasn't that big of a squeak.
If not, it's just because I was excited.
Yeah. I'm trying to be very still in my chair because I have my big, giant new microphone, but it picks up everything.
So if you have like a really loud murmur, would it pick it up?
I think so.
It looks pretty impressive. We're obviously you guys can't see us, but we're like video streaming right now, and so it's kind of intimidating. She looks
It's
pretty
like half
pro.
eclipsing my face.
It's true. I'm watching the lunar eclipse.
So, what's been happening with you? What's going on with you?
Well, it is springtime finally in Boise. It's decided that snow has been gone for like a full month now. We had some temps in the 70s, so the kids are loving it. We have the trampoline back up. They're playing outside. We're going to the park. There's little baby chicks at the library.
Aww.
So we're doing springy things. I just I don't even know. Like lots of outside stuff, which is great, of course, after all winter long, which I loved, but the kids are really enjoying being outside. So just good stuff right now. What about
And you have a very well behaved child who is recognized.
Yes, I have two, in fact. One of our daughters, our oldest, was recognized as Citizen of the Month last week in a big school assembly, and she got to go have lunch with the principal, and our middle son just got recognized this week. He's Citizen of the Week in his classroom, and so he has been working on this. It has been his goal since last year, so he is totally pumped. So I am a little bragging and a little proud right now. I'm sure nobody's children has ever had these awards before except for me.
Well, I'm very proud of them too. It
I know.
is an accomplishment.
I know. It's great, and it's fun to see him set a goal and achieve a goal. So, anyways, I've been working a lot more day shifts the last couple of months. I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus from nights, although I'm still doing them kind of like salt and peppered in there. But it's a lot nicer. the, our home is a little happier of a place right now, and mom mainly on day shift. So
Yeah, it is better.
yeah, it just is. And even if you just do a night shift every once in a while, I don't know, it's just, you think it would be harder, but it's actually kind of easier, I think, personally. As long as you're not flipping back and forth all the time. So, anyways, what's going on with you? You have had a busy, busy spring. Like, well, no, let's gonna say a busy 2017, wrapping up some things. And so we've kind of been a little sporadic, but we are back. We are
We are
We
back,
are
and
totally back and consistent now.
yeah, I know. We're supposed to what's it called? Under promise, over deliver, under
Right.
promise, over deliver. Yeah, well, I haven't been delivering lately.
Well, you've
My
been
God.
delivering. You just been delivering like conference addresses, and I'm like stealing your thunder here. Some kind of initials about something or other.
Well, yes, since I got back from vacation, I have been super, super busy. As everyone knows, I've been finishing my doctorate, and so that is like all consuming. And I wasn't a very good wife, mother, friend, citizen. I just ate
Nonsense.
Cheetos all the time and
Liar.
stayed up till 1 or 2 in the morning like every night and just drug myself around, cursing my capstone and hating everything. But it's all done.
Da, 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 da! Yay, Carrie! Yay, Dr. Carrie!
Yay!
It's so
So
exciting.
it's so relieving. I'm so glad it's done. And I was able to go to Indianapolis last week, and I'm still trying to recover from the trip because it was so fun. I went to Sigma Theta Tau's Creating Healthy Work Environments conference, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was so inspiring and wonderful to be with everybody and to talk about real nursing issues
Right.
and how we can create healthy work environments. But I got to present my doctoral project and work, and it just was great. I loved it.
Do you just feel like so fancy and professional and get like totally pumped to be a nurse when you're at those conferences?
Yes, yes. Well, I did feel fancy, but also like I can't believe that I'm actually a Dr. Halsey. I'm like, everyone's like, this is Dr. Halsey. I'm like looking around. I'm like, are they talking about me?
Because it was really fresh. Your business
Yeah,
cards
it's
were
like,
still like the ink was drying on them as you drove.
yeah. It was like a week old, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta practice. I was moderating one of the podium presentations, and I had to introduce myself. I'm like, I'm still practicing. And this is this particular conference, like, there's tons and tons of doctorally prepared nurses, just the type of conference it is. It's unusual to be around that many other doctorally prepared nurses. So they just all laughed, and we were like, yeah, we get it.
It's like being a newlywed, but just with a new title. Well, and then you managed to like smush in a killer road trip on the way with your eldest, and so you had like this great conference and an amazing road trip. So no wonder you're exhausted. You had like I was totally jealous.
I know. We went and saw Elvis, and we went to Nashville. We stopped in Little Rock and saw the President Clinton museum. We just did a whole bunch of stuff.
You did on the way.
Oh yeah, and like Andrew Jackson's
Oh, yeah.
museum.
Yeah, that was right.
It was like a kind of a nerd history trip. It was
No,
good though.
it
I
looked
loved
so
it.
cool. Did you get, okay, this is the big question of the day. Did you get to eat in Graceland a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich?
No.
No, that little diner, she sent me pictures. It was the cutest little diner. Like, we're trying to find.
I know, we were so bummed, but it was closed.
Oh, man.
No, so we went down to Beale Street, which was super cool, and ate at one of the places down there and saw live music, and
Oh,
it was
it
fun.
looked great. You sent me little video clips, and everybody, you guys should be jealous. It looked fabulous. Well, okay, well, that's something for next time. Bucket list.
Yeah, it was fun. And I went before that, like in February, like right after I finished defending my stuff, I spoke at another conference, and it was amazing. I had the best time. It was like a packed audience, and I talked all about supporting women in labor, which is my passion, and I was just like having a great time.
And where they
But
were
there was
like,
a lot to squish in.
Carrie, Carrie, Carrie.
No.
Okay. So that's how I picture it, like a rock concert, you know? Can you
No,
imagine nurses?
but I did like I like had brought two peanut balls because I was talking about
Yes!
peanut balls, and I passed those around like a concert, like instead of a beach ball.
Throw them out in the audience.
And so, but I gave those away as part of my
Oh, you
presentation,
did?
so that
That's
was fun.
epic. Nice. So some awesome unit somewhere hopefully is listening to us, and they're like, we have Dr. Halsey's peanut ball. That is so cool. I didn't know
Yeah,
you gave
that
them
was
away. That's awesome. Props.
Yeah. The people that came from my unit were like, we're not taking these back. I'm like, I already bought other ones for you all. Like, these are, we had to spread it. We had to pass it on.
I know. They were new, right? They weren't like used.
No, they were out of the package. I blew them up for the first time that day.
Okay. Just checking. All right. Well, what else is going on? Any other news?
I do have some news that's
Oh.
like super exciting.
You do?
Yes, it's actually a little terrifying.
Well, pray tell, what on earth could it be, Dr. Carrie Sue?
I want everyone to rewind that because Erin said she never called me doctor and she's done it twice now.
I don't think it was very serious, but it's true. I'm not going to call, maybe not to your face. Maybe I have to change that. It's hard to call your sister doctor, at least seriously.
Anyway, so um the big news
Do
is
we need like a
that
drum roll?
I know, I feel like
We'll have
it.
to dub one in.
Well, we basically are just tired of doing these podcasts long distance. So
True
we're
that.
going to quit. I'm just kidding. We're not quitting. I'm going to move to Boise.
And I am just a little bit excited. We don't even have to kidnap her family. That's the best part of it. They're all coming willingly.
Yes, I it was kind of just things just lined up. We weren't planning a move this soon. We were planning to move eventually, like in a couple or 3 years,
Right.
but things just happened. And I got an amazing job at the campus, St. Mungo's campus, and there in Idaho.
Yep, the Boise branch of St. Mungo's.
Yeah.
Yay!
And so, yeah, I'm going to be moving out. I'll be staying with Erin for a while because she's graciously offered me a bunk bed.
I I thought it was a bedroll. I figure the weather's turning warmer. You can always put a tent in the backyard. No, I'm so excited to have you coming, and we have been keeping this under wraps for quite some time, and that has been so hard. But I am excited because we can do our podcasts face to face, and it's just
Face to face, yeah.
it's
We've
so much
actually
easier.
been. Yes, it is. We have, as long as this podcast has been on, pretty much been having this in the background, like this might happen.
Right. We've been hoping, but like you said, we thought it would be years from now, and then not.
Now it's happening
I know. No,
soon.
it's happening now. Like soon now. So we have been lying to you guys, and we have been keeping it a total secret, zippity zip. And we like along with our announcement, we have this little like super secret cool kids club double pinky promise podcast episode that we've recorded.
Yeah, so I secretly flew to Idaho a couple months ago
Yes.
to check things out, an interview, and while I was there, we did well, it's not a live. We never figured out. It's like a
It
Stat
was
Sisters reunion
there. Yes, it was.
episode.
We would love to do a live. That is to be continued. So hang tight for that. We will be doing a live, and eventually, I'd love to do like a I don't know, like a Skype or I don't know something. But
We're definitely going to be doing
we're
videos.
expanding. But yeah, so we did we were live together, so that's why I keep thinking live. But we did a Stat Sisters reunion episode, and it was great because we were right there and we could see each other, and it was fantastic because I got to see my bestie, and then I couldn't tell anybody.
I know. We
Like,
were on like media blackout about it.
I know. I was like,
But we
so
even, you know
hard.
what? We even had a live audience.
We did of one. Carrie's sister Lisa came, our number one fan. Whoop whoop.
Yep.
She came and that poor thing. I think she was gonna suffocate herself trying not to laugh out loud and ruin our recording.
Yeah, she was trying so hard not to laugh. It was making us want to laugh even
I know.
more.
We love you, Lisa. Oh man, my face is hurting now. Ah. Okay, well, we're a little bit excited about this, and we hope you guys love our reunion episode that we recorded. We had a fantastic time making it. You have no idea how excited we are. I hope it comes across, at least like in a minute amount, I am gesturing wildly with my hands here. It's like I'm telling fishing stories. It just keeps getting bigger.
I just want to thank everybody for hanging in there while we've been kind of hit and miss, hit or miss during the last couple of months. I really appreciate it. And we need to start having more questions so we can get back on track. And I already have a couple of guests lined up.
Yes.
I hope you all enjoyed the guest episode.
We've got some exciting
I've
stuff
gotten some
coming
good
down the
feedback.
pike. Yeah. Thank you again for all of our questions that we've been getting and our guests that have agreed to come on in the future that you guys don't know about yet, and those that we've had, and all of our loyal listeners. And we're excited to be back. Big time. Big and loud. Big and I'm missing a metaphor.
Big and loud.
I don't know. Well, I guess that's me.
Okay, well, enjoy this episode and leave some comments and tell us what you thought. Okay, are we ready to get to some nursing topics?
Yes, I think we should. We've had some pretty heavy topics lately, so we wanted to do some kind of lighthearted or fun ones for our Stat Sisters Reunion podcast. I want like a jingle. There you go.
I know, we should do that. Zam! Reunion!
Woo! Anyways, so we've had a lot of people ask us questions, and we love questions
Yes, from real people.
from real people. Fake ones are fine, but real people are better. So, not to discriminate against any fake people out there. But we've had a lot of questions about how being a nurse or, being in medicine affects us, like, in our life as moms and relationships and moms and just our day-to-day stuff. And I'm going to say it doesn't affect it at all.
No, 'cause we're super women.
We're totally super women, and I'm not a nerd in any way, and I never catch myself saying totally random things.
No.
And my kids don't ever look at me odd.
Mm-mm.
I think it's totally normal.
We leave work completely at work
Absolutely. Every time.
and home completely at home.
Right on time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so really...
Because everybody at home's like, what? Where do you work? Because I want to apply there. stmungos.com. Accepting applications.
So how do you kind of blend those two worlds? Because we do actually leave work at work and home, but they do cross over.
Right.
And you can't ever turn being a nurse off.
No. And especially when the neighbors show up with their 3-year-old and there's a rock stuck up their nose and they're wanting you to get it out.
Did you just make that up or is that
No,
real?
that totally happens. A couple of years ago, my neighbor across the street, and she's a great friend. Hi. Blank. She showed up with her daughter and was like, I really don't want to take a trip to the ER, but she has a rock stuck up her nose, and I've tried to get it out, and I had her on the kitchen counter. Like, she had already gone all like ER nurse mom on her, and she couldn't do it, so she was we used my hemostats because it had a grip.
Nice.
And so we pinned that poor little girl down and rock-ectomy. It was a success. The patient made it just fine out of PACU.
So good job not calling her out on letting her kid get a rock stuck up their nose because it happens.
Dude, yeah. No way would I ever call anybody out because that would be me the next day. 3 times, probably. My little angels.
But you can kind of hear them in the background.
You can probably hear them. They're ninja sword fighting right now in the background because, of course, they're staying far away like Mom asked them to.
Yeah. Thus part of the nurse life.
Exactly. So that, to me, that's the first thing when people ask me, medicine, like, how does your being a nurse affect your life? I'm like, how does it not? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are some of your bigger things that you feel?
I think being a mom and a nurse is it's too bad for my kids sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in some ways it's really good because I have some pediatric experience and, I'm a nurse and I'm an advanced practice nurse. So I don't rush them to the doctor all the time, which is good in some ways, but in other ways it is bad.
They might have preferred getting an IV hydration to me doing oral rehydration, like calculations on the bathroom floor at 3 a.m. with an oral syringe and half-strength Gatorade. I'm just saying, they might have felt a little better with an IV, a bag of Valar, or saline, or anything. But maybe not.
Maybe not.
Needles are fun. But
yeah, but I mean, that's one thing that I do. Like, I know when to take them, but I do wait longer than probably the average, and I think that's I think there's kind of like probably two camps. There are nurses that are exact opposite, like, oh no, we're going to go into the care provider now,
right, because you're dying.
Yeah. I definitely, for my kids, I will take them in earlier than I would myself.
Oh, yes.
Like, I was very sick after my vacation, and I just kept on doing stuff and kept on going to work. And then eventually, everybody around me, all the nurses were like, you need to go now. You are going to die and end up intubated. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
And
I
so
guess I'll get antibiotics.
Yeah, I did. And then I started getting better.
Imagine that.
Yes, but because I am a nurse, I asked for steroids too, and it was amazing.
Well, while I'm already here.
I know. I don't usually go to the doctor, but when I do, I get steroids.
I get roids because I want to get better fast.
If I'm that sick, then I definitely get that. Because that's really only the time I go in. Like, if I have a known infection, or if I'm like, I think I might have pneumonia.
I think this might have turned the corner. I find myself, I'm either the latent waiting, or especially with kids, the other way, where I'm sitting there and I'm counting their respirations and I'm watching their retractions and I'm like full on monitoring their complete vitals at home. And I'm like, okay, if this was my patient in the hospital, because I do tend to want to wait, and I'm definitely monitoring them, but I think, okay, wait a minute. If this was a patient on my unit that I was taking care of, would I be calling the doctor right now? And if I am, then I probably should have my child at the hospital instead of managing at home. So then I have to stop and be like, okay, Erin, you really probably need to take your kids in.
I know. We've talked about this before. We have kind of a different mom approach to this, because I don't even take their temperatures. Like, at home. Like I'll tell Erin, oh yeah, so and so's sick. He's like, well, what's their temperature? Are they retracting?
I'm asking for
what
reports.
Are their no beds? And I'm like, I don't know if they even have. I think they have a fever.
I'm like, their cap refills 3 to 4 seconds. They're slightly sluggish. I wouldn't classify them as lethargic yet. Because my brains are pink.
Yeah. So, if I think that their temperatures are really bad, then I will take it. But I'm much more like, okay, well, how are they reacting? Are they lethargic?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to pay more attention. But if they're just kind of feeling bad, and I just kind of their bodies fight off most things, and it's worked out,
right,
for the most part, because I have pretty healthy kids with good immune systems.
And we don't. So
yeah, exactly. There's a difference.
We have one specifically very unhealthy child with no immune system because it's suppressed. And then we have our youngest, I felt very justified. I was bummed but justified that we found out he had asthma. And I'm like, aha!
I knew it.
Hence the respiratory problems I've been stressing over this last year. So anyway, and I think that's certainly, it's warranted then.
It is. But there are times I've I guess pre-diagnosed, because I diagnosed them before we went in. Like with Allison, I diagnosed her scoliosis and brought her in, and they're like, wow, yeah, she does. And then she kind of fell through the cracks on that because it was just really aggressive, and so they screened them in school and at the doctor's office, but it had gotten so bad, so quick, that I was the one that noticed it. And then also she had, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but when she was 2 or 3, maybe I don't know, around there, she woke up one day and could not get out of bed.
What?
Yeah.
No.
So, and this was when I was in nursing school. And she couldn't get out of bed because she would get up and then she would collapse because she couldn't bear weight on her leg.
Oh, wow.
And it was so random. And I had no idea what it was. But I was just looking at her and thinking through the nursing process. And I was like, okay, well, I definitely need to take her in because this is crazy. But,
right.
But I was like, I think it's synovitis. And when I took them, I didn't tell anyone that's what I thought it was, because it's so random to get a virus in the synovial fluid in your joint.
Right.
That is really rare.
Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, sure, right. Dr. Google lady.
Exactly. And Google was barely even a thing then.
Oh, okay.
but it was around. But
Right.
But I was looking at my books, my nursing books, and anyway, I brought her in, and they were like, "This is a humdinger. We don't even really know." And then eventually, that was the diagnosis.
Oh my gosh! Look at you, fancy pants. Good for you.
So, and so she was fine. It was just a virus, and so after, I mean, she couldn't walk for a few days, and then
Right.
she got better. It was crazy.
And now she runs like Forrest. Run, Allison, run.
I mean, she's fine. She
Yeah.
had a complete recovery. But yeah, just random stuff like that. Like, definitely my nursing brain was all,
Yeah, I definitely encourage people, all my patients, especially in peds, to listen to their parent gut,
Yeah.
whether they're medically trained or no, to listen to your gut. When your gut's telling you, no, your kid needs to go in, even if it doesn't make sense, because I am always running that assessment down, because I am a floor nurse, I'm always in various units, I'm always doing assessments constantly. And that's just how my mind works. And so even if it doesn't make sense, if my gut's saying, no, take them in, I have rarely ever been wrong. And I tell all my patients' parents that as well, because you know your child, you know your body, you know their body, whatever the situation might happen to be. When we listen to our patients, we train nurses the same way. When your patient starts talking about a sense of impending doom, listen up really fast, and you need to start paying attention. And so I tell my parents the same thing. So I think in a way nursing is kind of helped in that way. I mean, definitely as a parent, it's nice to be able to manage things. On the other hand, it gets a little disconcerting when you start thinking your child has leukemia and everything else under the planet, because you have too much in your brain. Nursing school
There's a lot of reasons to have a lump somewhere that's not cancer.
Exactly. It's not always cancer, guys. Good news.
Yeah. But that's what you think. That's your go-to. You're like, oh my God, it's cancer.
It's cancer. Definitely.
Ashton he had some like swollen lymph glands in his neck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when he was a baby, and they were like little rocks. And he wasn't sick. It was so weird. And I took him into the pediatrician, who I loved, that pediatrician. I miss him so much. Anyway, the pediatrician felt him, and he's like, you could tell that was
he had that look.
Yeah, he was like, ooh, this is not normal. This is weird. And so then we had to like do all these lab work and everything, and go to a specialist.
Oh, so scary.
And
did you go to a hematologist, or?
We went to, I can't remember what it was. It was so many years ago.
Something-ology.
Yeah. And they cleared him. They're like, no, we don't really know. Just keep an eye on it. It was fine.
Just had some random infection.
Yeah. But, it was there for months. And then, yeah. Weird.
That is bizarre. I would have been freaking out. Absolutely. Another way nursing and medicine affects my life, I'm going to totally, have you ever signed your name RN, with your credentials when you're not at work?
When they were only RN, yes, but now they're too long.
Oh, good Lord. Fancy britches over here.
I never forget and accidentally write my credentials anymore. But yeah, when at first, because especially before, like when we did more paper charting.
Yes.
Because you wrote your name so many times.
So many times a day. Dozens and dozens and dozens of times a day. And I have done it at my kids' school when I went to sign them out. And I was
pretentious.
It was halfway through the in. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I scribbled it out. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. So the other time I did it was at a gas station, and I had just gotten off shift. And so if I signed my full name, like Erin Kaywood, then it's not such a big deal. But when I do E. Kaywood, because I'm in a rush, then that's my nursing signature, of course. And so I was talking to the gas clerk, and I went to sign the receipt, and I had just gotten off my shift, and sure enough, it was like RN just went right after there. And again, I caught myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I apologized. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm not a dork. I don't think I'm fancy. I don't think I'm special. Well, maybe I am a dork. And then I was just like verbal diarrhea. And it was
You're just like, who cares, lady? I don't even look at that.
I know. Nobody, probably even at the bank, looks at it. But
no.
Yeah. So you've never done that?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, in the very beginning.
Very
beginning.
When you were just fancy, or simple, not fancy.
Yeah, and when we did, a lot of paper charting, because then I was just like so used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, at least for a few minutes, I might be running Dr. Hall's.
You'd be like, oops. Oh, did I write Dr. Halsey? I'm
Now
sorry,
that's
it's not
pretentious.
Mrs., it's Doctor.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mr. and Dr. Halsey.
Mr. and Doctor, Doctor and Mr. Oh, good heavens.
One quirky thing that I do.
You do. We're medical professionals.
When I'm in the grocery store line, and I invariably pick the wrong one because
Yes.
I think, ooh, this one's shorter. And then no, it's always the checker that's like their first day.
Yeah, price check. This item didn't have a sticker.
I know. So anyway, I amuse myself by looking at people and thinking about what diseases they might have, like CHF. I'm like, let me look at your nail beds.
You don't actually ask, right?
No.
Okay.
I just look, I observe. So
Like cap refilled.
that would be so weird. I would not touch
You find some
people.
awkward way to like brush their hand.
No, it's not that bad. But no, I just use my, the best assessment skill starts with observation. Like, so you just look.
This is true.
And then maybe listening to them speak and evaluating their cough, but from a distance. Anyway, but
I look at veins. Do you look at veins? I was looking at yours last night.
I know.
I was
but
like,
look, it's disappeared. I must be dehydrated.
Naughty.
So anyway, but then the other thing that I do is like when I'm actually a patient, I don't really like to tell people I'm a nurse. I like to keep it to myself because I kind of want to like
Secret
see.
shopper and
Exactly.
like spy on them.
Yes, and I don't want the added pressure of, I don't know. I want them to explain things how they are used to explaining them, and not like second guess. And I also don't want to make them nervous. For like one of my kids, I went in and I delivered at the unit that I worked, and so everybody knew me.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it really like awesome because like was being taken care of with my friends, but also they were like super nervous, like do IVs and do things to me.
Yeah.
And so that was awkward, and I felt really bad. And then like the nurse that did my IV, like she missed, and then she felt like terrible, and then it gave her anxiety.
I totally missed on a coworker like a month ago.
And she was like, "I'm so sorry," and like I'm in labor, and I'm like, "It's okay."
Can I just do it myself?
I'm like, "It's really no problem. Just do it again. It's fine." And I made it harder on her too because like the numbing medicine, like at that hospital they use numbing medicine to do IVs. It's so awesome, but it makes me itch like terribly. So like I won't do it. I just tell them to put put it in. So it's worth that little pinch not to itch forever. And so she's like, "Are you sure you don't want numbing?" I'm like, "No, just do it."
It's just an IV poke.
Yeah. So I can't avoid that, but like when I can avoid it, I try not to say that I'm a nurse. But then, sometimes you have to say you're a nurse because unfortunately not everybody listens to patients.
Yeah.
And we have a good knowledge base so we know that, we're not being listened to.
I honestly, like, I have thought about that multiple times because between just various members of my family or even myself, there's been times that I've felt like I needed to speak up, not just because preferentially or in my opinion, but like I was concerned. And I think, how do people who don't have a medical background, like who's watching their back? And it's supposed to be us. It's supposed to be their nurses. I mean, and they're all of the physicians and the whole staff. But what if they're not? What if they miss something or they're having a crap day and their other patient down the hall is keeping them busy and they're just kind of like, check the boxes on that patient. It's kind of scary because there's been moments that I've had to. And I work in a smaller area than you do. And so when we do go to the hospital, people know us. So I can't like pretend I'm not a nurse. People already know. But I don't know. I enjoy talking to them like on a professional level and being able to like understand what's going on. But I do. I've had that thought before, like, what do other people do? Like, how do they not know? Or how do they know when they need to, like, say, I want a second opinion, or, I don't feel comfortable about that. I know.
They don't. And so that just shows, like, what a huge responsibility we have to our patients.
Right.
to take every single patient seriously every single day,
Right.
no matter what kind of day we're having.
Yeah. And they shouldn't have to be a nurse or a physician. And we all get those reports, too, where they're like, oh, and they're a nurse, or, oh, that's a doctor. And we're all like, and we roll our eyes. Or,
I know. My favorite are the pharmacists.
Really? I don't even remember that many pharmacists.
No.
I've had them, but... I'm more worried because nurses and physicians, we're so non-compliant. That's what I'm worried about.
I know.
I'm like, oh, they're going to be not listening to anything I tell them all day long. Sorry. It's true, because I'm the same way. Like, I'm fine. Like, today, I was going to go play volleyball with my injured knee, and Carrie and my husband had to talk me out of it.
Yes. We had to force her to stay.
I was like, no, look, I was in the kitchen trying to do squats.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
But one of the sweetest patients I ever had, which I don't remember her name or anything, it was years and years ago, but she was a pediatrician, and she was having a baby, and she was so sweet. It was her first baby, but she was a pediatrician, and so...
That would be a little nerve-wracking, I would think, for me.
I know, and I was like, oh, do you want me to, tell you about... She's like, I want you to tell me every single thing you normally tell a patient.
Awesome.
She's like, because I have never been a mom before, and I need to know. And
good for her.
And it was like, we had the best time.
That's awesome. That's totally great. That's great. I love that, because my opinion as a nurse, it's like when Jaco comes and everybody freaks out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're getting surveyed, or, oh, the boss is here during report, or, things that are just outside of the normal. And I'm like, I don't care if you're Mary Queen of Scots. I should be doing my job right the first time, so I shouldn't have to give you preferential treatment. I shouldn't have to know that you're a nurse or a PA or a doc and those things kind of make me a little nervous, but because I'm worried you're either gonna judge me or be all Dr. Googly with your degree that's better than mine or something. But like, if I'm doing my job right all the time, it shouldn't matter if you're a homeless guy or the chief of staff. Like, so that being said, of course you do get a little nervous, but sometimes I really enjoy some of my medical patients, because it is nice to be able to just, I think I assume they understand me a little more. And
which can be dangerous.
Yeah. But like when I have conversations, because I always do my, okay, and I try to make sure they understand, like, did that make sense? Do you have any questions? And I would hope that a medical colleague is going to answer honestly, instead of saying like, actually, I don't really know what that means, because that's not my field.
But then they can Google it.
Google might lead you astray once in a while. Anyways, but I have an example. Like, I was with my husband in the hospital. He had a really serious infection this last year. And everybody knew I was a nurse, and everybody knew him. And I was actually like, because he was admitted for like 5 days, wasn't it? Something like, it was a while. I was actually working, like I was staying at the hospital with him and then working on that floor we were on intermittently, like not as his nurse, obviously, because, conflict of interest there. But one of the doctors didn't know me. He was newer to the staff. And so I didn't say anything. I didn't play the nurse card. But eventually I finally did, because I was really uncomfortable with his care, and I had some valid concerns that were really being poo-pooed. And he actually was like,
we said doo-doo and poo-poo in the podcast.
Stat Sisters Uncut.
Anyway, continue.
So I finally, I was questioning him, and he actually asked me and was something like, well, why do you think that? Or what makes you think that? And I was like, well, this is why I think that. I'm a nurse, and I actually work in this hospital on this floor, and I've charged here for years, and here is why I'm disagreeing with your clinical opinion. And so I felt like I shouldn't have had to have done that and have that like confrontation in my husband's room with the physician. And so unfortunately that, I think, is an example of when we can do better,
Yeah.
And we ended up getting a new physician. We didn't fire him or anything. It just, the next day, the week rotation was up and we got a new doc. And I walked in that room, and it was somebody I knew. And so it wasn't that I knew him. I just knew he was a good physician, and I knew he would listen to us as patients. And I was so relieved. And sure enough, Ryan's care really, he started just doing better. But like, what if I wasn't the nurse wife? What if I wasn't that nosy nurse wife? And I was just a civilian who just doesn't know any better, and you're listening to what your doctor tells you, and you assume that, they're the educated guy. And And I'm sure he's a good physician, but in that instance, it didn't work. But
yeah, sometimes egos get in the way. I'm not talking just about physicians, but any people in medicine and nursing, and it can definitely hurt the patients. And it's hard. It's really hard for anybody to say, "Hey, I'm not being listened to."
Right. On the other side of the coin, there's when we do overstep our bounds, I think, and it's like, yes, you might be a nurse, but you're a pediatric nurse and we're in neurosurgery right now, Erin.
Yes.
So you need to pipe down. Or, it has no bearing. This is not your wheelhouse. Or even maybe it is. You lose that objectivity because it is your family.
Yeah.
It is your spouse. And that's where I think we need to give each other that professional courtesy to, yes, definitely listen because they are an educated individual in that field and give them that respect.
Absolutely.
But then also be like, okay, for the safety of your loved one, we are that medical team and we need to be the one making that decision. But I think if we're explaining that, just like we should be with all patients,
then there won't be like a question if you're doing the right thing because they'll explain. I definitely agree with that. One time, like Andrew had fallen on the fireplace and he bit through his lip, and so we had to go to the ER and get it stitched. And they weren't sure. They're like, usually we don't let parents in, but it was like a really like family centered hospital. So I was like, I really, really prefer to like sit here and hold him because it was Andrew. Like he was like basically nonverbal.
Right.
Like, he had issues. And I was like, I really want to stay. And he's my baby. And they're like, okay. And they knew I was a nurse there. They knew who I was. And they're like, okay, well, I was also pregnant and early pregnant and very like nauseous, and I had barely eaten anything all day. I worked the night before, and so like when they started to stitch his like chin back together, like it was lower lip.
Did you get queasy?
I almost passed out. So then they had to start taking care of me instead of him, instead of stitching him up, and I was like, maybe I should have listened to you.
There's extenuating circumstances. If you see people get sutured all the time.
And that's what I told them. I'm like, dude, I do this every day.
Right. And it is different when it's your child. I'm just like, I'm a heartless mom because I hold my kids down and I have no problem.
That was the first time that
I think the pregnancy probably didn't help and the lack of sleep and nutrition. Just saying, that might have been a contributing factor.
but still, they didn't know that whole piece because I didn't look pregnant yet. I was probably like 12 weeks or something.
That's like the worst time.
It was. It was. So they're just like, so in their minds, I'm sure they're like, right, you can handle this, Mom.
What kind of a nurse are you?
L&D, baby.
There's plenty of blood in L&D.
Oh, yeah. It freaks everyone out.
Oh, my gosh. So, okay. Well, that was, I think we got plenty professional there. Let's go back to some fun stuff. Because this is a reunion show after all. So I do other little things like I can't get the right words out. Like I say one time, oh my gosh, it was like probably a decade or more ago. I was in the fridge looking for a snack, and I turned to my husband and I said, do you want some glaucoma dip instead of guacamole? And he was like, what?
That's so gross.
I was like, no, avocado, guacamole.
Oh my gosh.
Or our heater, no, it was our air conditioner went out a couple years ago, right after we moved into our new house. And I was wanting to call, luckily it was my girlfriend who's also a nurse. It was her husband, but I was like, I want to call for a consult. And he was like, what? And I was like, consult, and I could not think of like the normal person word for like, I want you to come look at my air conditioner.
What is that word?
Like it just, oh my gosh, like an evaluation or a.
No, that's not
No,
it.
it's not it.
What is it? An estimate.
That's the one. And it never came to me. The whole conversation, and I felt like the biggest dork. It was like Erin RN at the gas station all over again. I felt so dumb. And so, anyways, and so then of course I told my friend, and she was just laughing, and I'm sure he was shaking his head the entire time. But so I do things like that where I can't think of the normal people words, or I say baseline. Like I'll be like, oh, that's just baseline for them. And
they're like, oh, wow.
And people are like, baseline. I mean, they figure it out, but apparently non-medical people don't say that. They just say, oh, that's just normal for them. Or, gosh, do you do this?
I
You
do.
have to.
Of
I
course
think
I
we
do.
all do, and we just don't realize it.
Yes.
Naughty. My connotation for a naughty baby, like, or that kid was being naughty today, and like I was talking to
Yeah.
one
That doesn't
pediatrician about
play
this.
well in all, like,
No, and I don't
audiences.
mean like adult naughty. I mean
Yeah.
like
It sounds different to different
in the
people.
pediatric world or the mother baby realm, when we have a naughty kid or a naughty baby, they're like not breathing,
Right.
or they keep trying to not breathe on us or something, and they're a stinker. And so I was talking to a pediatrician about that one day, and she's like, "Oh, these babies were so naughty today," and they were like, "Oh, do tell." Like, what were they doing? Were they spitting up? And we're like, "Yeah, I'm choking." Like, so to a nurse, a naughty kid or a naughty baby is somebody who's trying to work their way into the ICU.
Yes.
And they're a lot of work. So.
Well, sometimes I do the opposite. Like, I will be talking all my professional speak, and then I will completely forget a medical word.
Yes.
And so I used to teach prepared childbirth classes, and I would be like, I mean, you have to say the medical word and like the lay word, so
Right.
people can connect them because they're going to be hearing both, and your job is to educate them. So anyway, like, I'm just going along and I'm talking about the baby and how it's going to be covered in.
Blank.
I don't know. What is that word? Is it cervix? I know it has an X sound in it. And this kept happening. It kept happening every class. And so, like, I had to write it down on my notes. Vernix. So I would remember. And I was like, the cheesy white stuff that the baby's covered in.
I'm literally like, does she even know what she's doing?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Sometimes those words just like completely leave my brain.
And then you get flustered, and then good luck. It's never coming back for
I
me.
know.
I just.
So anyway, and this also happens to me sometimes when I'm talking to people that I very much respect.
Mm.
So I'll be talking to, like the person in the whole world that's best at fetal monitoring interpretation. And then I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm smart. I'm educated. And I just get really nervous, and I don't say things. So,
like,
yeah.
ingrateful. Oh, okay. Well, good land. Anything else? Where are we at? We covered our topics.
I think we did. This was a great reunion episode.
Jingle, insert jingle. And wait, what did you have? You had your bam or something like kapow. What was it?
I
You
can't
did?
remember.
You did like bam or something.
Skadoosh.
Dad, sisters. People are like, stop making your own sound effects.
I don't know if we can make a sound effect. No,
Like a horn or something.
I can put something in there.
Okay, well, we hope you guys have had as much fun listening to our Stat Sisters reunion episode as we've had making it. I think we've had way too much fun.
The reunion continues, so we need to end this podcast.
Da, da, da. I know, we need to go have some real fun now. I mean,
This has been
more fun, because we've got a dozen children downstairs waiting for things
I know,
to do.
you keep hearing them clonk, clonk,
I know,
clonk.
I'm sure they can hear like the ninja fighting and everything going on in the
I
background.
know. Liam, earlier he's like, the ninja's knocking! And I was like, let him in!
So anyways, we hope you had a good time listening to us, and we're back from our breaks and the holidays, and we're excited to be back on our normal Tuesday schedule. So hopefully our fans are going to enjoy that, and find us on SoundCloud.
I think you're assuming too much. We have listeners. I'm not sure if we have fans.
I think they're fans and listeners, Carrie.
Okay.
We're amazing.
Well, I hope so.
And we're quite lovable.
If you're a fan, please go to SoundCloud and like us and comment. Please.
Please. And Facebook. Stat Sisters.
Facebook.
Our Facebook page.
Instagram.
Yeah. Statsisters.com. We're everywhere. We're like
Yes.
Big Brother, but not creepy.
We're like big sister.
Stat Sisters! Oh my gosh. Sorry, audience. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up for this week.
Okay, bye. Well, that was our fancy episode of us being in the same room while podcasting. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Could you hear the difference?
I'm sure it sounds way echoey.
Oh, that's right, because we only had an iPad that we were recording on, so our normal fancy schmancy equipment was not available, but we were. So I hope the love comes through. So, all right, guys, thanks for listening. Remember to comment, leave us questions, comments, any kind of feedback that you want. We're available on statsisters.com. We're on Facebook at Statsisters. We're on Instagram. I know we've been having some problems with our iTunes link. We're trying to get that up and working, but we're also on SoundCloud and, of course, YouTube. So find us, comment,
And Twitter.
and Twitter. I knew I was forgetting something. We're on the Twit. Give us give us a shout out, and we would love to hear from you. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.